this is...
Set, we, lift,
You're beyond what I know.
I can't do 9 or 10,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, cool, all right. Okay, ready to go?
All good.
Nice. Hello there, my name is Sandy, and I'm the host of the Golden Bohemians podcast, a podcast dedicated to exploring the minds and works of Calgarian artists to prove that beauty and creativity can happen anywhere. Our guest on the podcast today will be Pladdy, who is a Calgary-based producer, DJ, and community builder, navigating the intersections of lo-fi beats, jungle, and electro. Alongside his music, he hosts By the Bridge, a community-driven platform that uplifts local artists and fosters connections through events. Whether blending the warmth of laid-back vibes with the high-energy pulse of the dance floor anthems, or creating spaces for collaboration, Pladdy is all about pushing the boundaries of electronic music and inspiring connection in the artistic Calgary community. Welcome to the podcast, Pladdy.
Damn, thank you. That was concise as hell. I'm going to have to use that, I think.
Halfway through, I'm like, this is... I'm writing his resume. Like, what am I doing?
No, that was dope. I fuck with that.
It happens a lot because, like, usually a lot of the people I bring on have done a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they started doing art, like, yesterday. So
fair.
And I want to, like, try to capture it as much as possible and be, like, their hype woman,
Yeah.
like, leading into it. But
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. That was really, that was solid.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I can send it to you if you want it. But, okay, so my first question for you would be that, as I mentioned, you are the community builder of the community, I think you put it. How would you describe By the Bridge? Like a community or an organization? Or?
So it's a lot of things.
Okay.
By the Bridge, I want to, like first and foremost is a local community to, like, empower local DJs and artists that don't get up very often.
Nice.
That was the main goal of even starting it, was I didn't get up very often, so I wanted to do something for myself, and it introduced me to the whole community, like, in rapid pace. And I realized I have way more fun running the party than I do DJing most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's weird. I'm a manager brain. I'm not like...
And you were a DJ first before a community builder? Or would you...
Like...
When you said community builder, would you classify yourself as a community builder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love introducing people to new people. Like, I'm that asshole that introduces friend groups. I mix friend groups like crazy.
I think that's a good person to be.
Yeah, some people don't like it, but
Really?
yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always that guy that brings the friend groups together and creates one big mass of...
It's quite literally a community builder.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, like, I guess you could have a community with, like, what, like 1, 2 people. Would you classify, like, how many people until it becomes a community, would you say?
How many people do you need to start communism?
2?
Yeah, so there
I
you
guess
go.
it could be 2.
Because communism is just communityism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
I mean, like, technically, I guess it's 2.
Well, there you go. Okay,
Like-
interesting. So, yeah, like, okay, what would you say? Well, okay, my first question when I heard the name By the Bridge, because that's how Pladdy actually, like, contacted me. I just got a random DM from this, like, Instagram I never heard of before and was like, hey, can out? Like, we should, like, you know, like, help each other out. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of, like, community. And build community is basically, like, my first introduction to you, which I think was fitting.
Yeah.
But then my question was, why the name By the Bridge? Like, where, like, By the Bridge?
Yeah.
Why? What does that mean?
I take things very literally.
Okay.
Little bit of background for people that aren't, like, super familiar with the rave scene. Underground raves historically have been held in, like, warehouses, under bridges, like, in random ass locations that they won't bother people and won't be bothered. So By the Bridge kind of came about of, we have a super iconic bridge in Peace Bridge here in Calgary. And I was like, what if we did a show, our first show, right next to Peace Bridge, did a fundraiser, and just did that, called it By the Bridge.
By the Bridge.
Yeah, so did that, did the show By the Bridge, raised some money for USAY here in Calgary.
Nice.
And yeah.
How much money do you, if you don't mind me asking?
$200.
$200.
Yeah, $200 for a first event. So
No, first event.
Like,
that's
can't
pretty
really
good.
complain. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And it was like a picnic style of event too. So we had some people coming out, having some munchies, all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, 200 is, like, really impressive for your first event because...
I thought so too.
I mean, if I'm making a first event, it's going to be like I'm losing money. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, and, like, realistically, we did. Like it wasn't profitable. but it wasn't really supposed to be. It was a learning experience. Like,
Okay.
first events should always be learning experiences
Yeah.
instead of, like, money makers. And because of that, second event, very lucrative. Very nice. It went off
Nice.
without a hitch. It was beautiful, beautiful evening. We had incredible DJs in Cater, Paganism, Kamubu, Keith PD, Wow, myself. We had an all-star lineup. And yeah, went off beautifully.
Nice. So what is your typical event comprise of? You said you would like have DJs involved. Is
Mm-hmm.
it basically like you find a bridge, you go under, or you go to the bridge? Or I guess not necessarily a bridge.
Yeah,
but
so it's not always by the bridge.
Okay.
But we are always by the bridge, just not
It's
physically.
not, you're not literally by
Yeah.
the bridge all the time.
Yeah, but typically it'll be your standard event affair for EDM. Doors
Okay.
will open, you'll come in, DJs will be playing, people will be dancing, temperature in the room is rising.
Nice.
And as the night progresses, the DJs get wilder and wilder and wilder until either 2 or 4, depending on the venue. Doors close, everybody's got to go
2,
home.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
close
So
down,
some
okay.
venues close at 2 a.m., some venues close at 4 a.m. Really just
Okay.
depends on whether or not they want to keep like whether or not they want to keep open after the bars close.
Nice.
Because in
Okay.
Calgary we can't keep bars open after 2 a.m. But
That's their cutoff. And
Yeah.
2 is pretty late. Like I'm the kind of person that's like bedtime at 9. Like I'm kind
Fair.
of tired.
fair. 90% of the time I'm that kind of person. But when it comes down to like event nights,
You gotta pull through.
I
You gotta
drink a
pull
lot
through.
of espresso.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you ever do like energy drinks?
Yeah, I'm a big sugar-free Red Bull fan. Sponsor me.
Sponsor the podcast, please. But yeah, okay, nice. Yeah, me too. But for
Yeah.
editing, like I gotta pull all nighter sometimes.
Oh, for real? Yeah, no. Especially if you don't have like some of the new tools that like speed up editing, it's
Yeah.
kind of unreal.
It's like a little box, and there's like
there's
a
like-
knob.
Yeah.
I don't even want to learn. Like, I mean, I guess in my dream, like I'm like super good at it. It kind of looks like you're a DJ. I don't know anything about DJing, but they got in the
Well-
movies like a thing.
Actually, so that's something that a lot of people don't realize is AV stuff super similar to DJing. Even
Really?
like for some events, your AV artist is almost doing more than the DJ because
Yeah.
they need to sync everything visually up with what the DJ is doing. They need to know the set that the DJ is performing.
Okay.
And in some instances, they'll even have waveforms
Yeah.
on their visual thing so they know when like drops are coming and stuff like that so they can hit like pyro or
Okay.
change the visuals. Like Cadzy's, who does our visuals for By the Bridge at every event, she does them live typically.
Yeah.
So she's like live mixing the visuals on her laptop while we got the DJs
Yeah.
live mixing tracks, which is dope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, and what was her name?
Cadzy's.
Kadzie. So who is your whole like team? Like
Yeah, so there's me, Pladdy.
Okay.
I'm the like manager of everything.
Yeah.
I run the whole shebang. We got Wow or Wesley. He's our resident DJ. Super talented guy, all around vibe bringer, like just an infectious personality. We got Keith PD. Leaking info here. He's our next resident DJ coming in October. So whoever listens to this before October will have the early information.
Nice.
Cadzy's or Julia, she's our visual artist. She covers everything visual that's live.
Like the big, because again, I have very little experience with like events and like raves and stuff like that. So everything I'm saying, I'm gonna sound like an idiotic. I'm like,
no,
there's just-
you're all good.
But is it like so? Because the way I'm picturing it, I just picture you, this crowd. of
It's just
people.
me. I'm a cult leader. I run a cult.
That's what By the Bridge is actually a community.
Yeah,
cult.
yeah.
I'm about to bring you in.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting podcast guest, though. Like, so
Yeah.
how did you start? Unless it's like problematic and like
I mean, shoot,
dangerous, probably.
Yellow Deli. Like, I don't know what their ties are to a cult, but I heard like Yellow Deli is like a cult thing.
Well,
I mean, they make some good fucking food. I'm not gonna lie.
well, the point is, I picture you like in a crowd of people, you know, like a DJ would,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like the screen behind you, so that person is in charge of
Exactly. Yeah.
editing like the visuals, and they have to go with the music.
Yep.
Like they go like if the
Yeah.
beat drops, the skeleton does that. or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
It's always like the most like silly things. Like I went to like like a gay club like a while back, and they had these like crabs dancing.
Okay.
My friends watching this, like, they were like,
That's lit.
and it didn't match with the music though, so they were just.
No, but it's fun.
But it's so funny.
Like
it's so fun.
That's the fun part about gay clubs is it doesn't matter if things match. It matters if it's fun.
Yeah, and that's all that mattered, and it was. It was so fun.
Yeah, whereas like at DJ events and stuff, people are always like, "Ooh, I'm too cool."
Oh, they need it to match.
Yeah, DJ events are very aesthetically driven.
Okay.
If you like typically if there's not like a certain aesthetic, certain people won't come, certain people won't vibe with things.
Like, this is not good enough for me.
Yeah.
My DJ.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I would think that, like, I don't know, like, but so there is, like, a certain, like, standard you have to meet. Because, like, when you think, like, people are just all gathering in an abandoned shed, and they're all just fucking, like...
Yeah, and there are events like that in the city where you have, like... a group of people that gather in the shed and they perform some tunes, charge $5 a ticket, and they might sell 10, 15 tickets to come over to somebody's shed and stuff like that. But there's a whole demographic in the city that they're not reaching with that because they're not like caring about their like aesthetic that much. Not to say it's necessarily a bad thing or what they're doing is not as good.
It's a different vibe.
It's just completely different vibe and completely different community, which is super nice about our scene here. Yeah. Because it's super diverse.
Really? So like, I was going to ask, like, how do you see like the DJ scene? How do you see like...
Oh, we're going to the moon.
Really?
Like, over the last 2 years, it's been unreal to see the growth in the EDM community in Calgary.
Nice.
Like, just with, like, the DJs that we have coming in to play our clubs. Yeah. Like, that aren't locals, the names just keep getting bigger and bigger, and the covers, like, they don't go up.
That's amazing. I'm so glad. Because, again, the whole point of this podcast is to prove that there is an art scene in Calgary and that there are artists in Calgary.
100%. Well, I like... We have some of the most murals in Canada, too, I want to say.
No, it's beautiful. Like, I have so many vivid memories. I don't know if you remember. You'll definitely seen this one. Everyone who lives in Calgary has seen this one. But, like, those giant hands reaching out to the sky, and there's this, like, dove. I've always thought of it every time growing up when I drive by. It's just beautiful. Yeah,
for me, it's, I think it's over by Block's Art Center, but it's this big mural of this rabbit. Yeah, it's like down just off of 8th Street.
I gotta check it out.
It's really dope.
I've probably seen it, and I'm just like...
It's a little hidden. It's kind of like it's between two buildings in a parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like if you don't go out of your way to walk in between those two buildings, you probably won't notice it.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't usually walk between buildings because I'm worried I'll get like bugged or something.
Yeah, no. Most people aren't really chilling with walking between buildings down alleyways downtown. I don't know why.
I mean, I don't think the mugging scene is that big in Calgary compared to maybe like Vancouver or like New York or bigger places like that.
Yeah, no, the mugging scene's real big down like 14th Ave area.
Have you ever been mugged?
No, I've known people who've gotten mugged before.
Really?
Though. Yeah.
What is that process like? I mean, it has nothing to do with like your art, but like kind of curiosity.
I mean, it's a lot of give me your money, and then if they didn't give them money, they get hit.
I don't have money is the hardest part because
we live in a modern society, right? No. Like it's all digital. What do you want me to do? E-transfer you $20, brother? Like what?
They got one of those like the electronic like
little
tap please.
Give me all your money. Tap your card.
Tap or insert here.
Yeah.
Oh God. It would happen though. I give it 20 years. 20 years or no, 10. I give it 10 years. Fair. 10 years, and that'll be the future of mugging. I got to start a podcast dedicated to Calgarian muggers, like hearing their stories and their art.
That's how you get a pass to walk around alleyways without getting mugged. You interview the muggers.
I interview them. That they never see it coming.
No.
They catch me. I pull out like a mic. And I'm like, so how do you feel right now? And then I'm being mugged. 10 out of 10 experience with you. Mugger. Whatever.
10 out of 10 mugging experience.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Would get mugged again.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question would be, do you have like a particular story or a particular event that you find was the most memorable that you hosted with By the Bridge?
So we're still babies. Like we've only had 3 events.
How long have you been active?
A year.
Nice.
July 1st will be our first year anniversary. Yeah, we're doing a little brunch deal with Prince Morbucks, Pay for Prez, and Wow.
Can people like come to that? Is that like a private event?
No, that's going to be a public event.
Nice.
People are going to be able to buy tickets. What we're trying to do with that one is sell tickets, so a meal and beverages included.
Nice.
And yeah, that'll be a good time. Our first year anniversary. So.
And people can find info on that on your Instagram, which we'll make sure to plug at the end. So.
Yeah, on Instagram, BYE the Bridge.
By the bridge.
BY was taken by some kid. I don't know.
Who's out there taking username? I was lucky.
I don't know. Some random kid in like India took mine.
Really?
Like Pladdy.
Is it a popular name in India? Do you think?
No, it's more popular in Ireland.
Interesting.
It's literally an Irish word for just an island.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you should have been faster, man.
Literally.
Should have been on that.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Another question I have is how do you encourage collaboration among artists in the community as a community builder, specifically like with By the Bridge?
Really, just introducing people. I can't force people to collab. Like there's a saying: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Like I can introduce two people to each other, but if they don't want to make things, they won't.
Yeah.
And that's where just sheer volume of people comes in, and trying to just talk to and communicate and invite every single person that's in the industry out. This way, eventually, somebody's gonna link up with somebody that fucks with what they're doing, and they're gonna make some cool shit, and it's gonna be even more cool shit for Calgary. So
yeah, and you would say that is your main inspiration. It's like
it's just seeing
connection.
people succeed.
Yeah,
like literally that's my special interest is just watching people go from zero to hero.
Nice.
Like
yeah, and would you say there was like a specific thing that caused that kind of mentality for you? Like, is it just like the way that you came up? Like you wish you had someone helping you the way you want to help others?
I feel like that's probably a lot of the case is just trying to reflect what I wish I had when I first started. Because like I don't care who you are. Send me a track, I'll listen to it.
Nice.
Like you ask me to repost something, easy.
Yeah.
Say less, no worries. Because like that goes a long way. Like not even in like an algorithm, but just to somebody's like day and mental health.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, cool. Somebody's sharing my shit. Let's go. Like yeah. So like I don't know. Makes me feel good, makes them feel good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what was really interesting actually when I first met you was that you actually mentioned knowing Blue.
Yeah.
Who was a guest on our podcast two episodes ago, I believe episode 2. Blue was a guest on this podcast. How did you meet Blue? How do you guys collaborate a lot? So
Blue and I were actually coworkers.
Oh, really?
We worked at the same store. And just from there, it's kind of funny because before I even met Blue, I found out they're really big fans of Formula One. So
yeah, they mentioned that on the podcast.
Yeah, and myself, I am fairly closely tied to Formula One. I won't get into the specifics of that, but I told them about my ties to the sport, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, that's sick." And it was just history from there. We talked about everything. We have super similar interests in most things, and yeah. Nice. That's really good. Yeah. So, like, are they ever involved in, like, because I know they're a photographer. Did they ever take photos for events? So sadly, no. I've been trying to get them, like make the scheduling work where they can do some photos for By the Bridge. It's just scheduling doesn't work because we were working the same job. So if I was running an event, odds are Blue was going to be working. They're gonna, yeah. So scheduling didn't really work out, but now that job is all said and done, it should be a lot easier to get them to events. Nice. Yeah. But yeah, amazing photographer. One of the best in the city. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely incredible. Like, I wanted to get them on the podcast, and I met them getting, like, an Uber home together because they were leaving an event. And I was like, wait, are you going to Calgary? And they were like, yeah. It's like, cool. And I got on the Uber with them, and they were nice to let us. That's what's up. I mean, that's the kind of person Blue is, though. Yeah. Like, Blue's the type of person, like, oh, this podcast is now about Blue. This episode's actually just Blue part 2. But yeah, no, it's just glazing blue. Yeah. Just an absolutely incredible person. Yeah. Wish they were here. Anyway. Okay, I would like to switch gears a little bit and talk about you as a DJ, because I think you mentioned before that you started as a DJ before you started By the Bridge. Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
I
Interesting.
like I wasn't necessarily like playing shows as a DJ and stuff like that.
Okay.
I was definitely more of like a producer, like marketer kind of guy.
Okay.
Before I even moved to Calgary, I went to school for music marketing, jazz piano, and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So I made a
Yeah.
whole bunch of connections in hip hop. So making beats for a whole bunch of random dudes around the States. That was where I got my start.
Interesting.
Like taking music seriously.
In school, and they taught you jazz?
Piano, yeah.
Piano.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I guess I see them as like opposites. Like that probably shows my closed-mindedness, but like piano, classical, and then like DJ, like kind of rave music. I see it as like opposites.
I mean, like, yeah, they are. They totally are. Until you look at the structure of the two.
Really?
Yeah.
Structure.
And yeah, the structure of the songs, like you look at like a Chopin composition
Yeah.
and compare the timing structure and all that kind of stuff to like Boris Brejcha. I can never pronounce his name,
I
but
don't even.
I'll call him Boris Joker.
Okay.
the people who know
his
will
DJ
know.
name would be that.
Yeah, but he's like his productions are super intricate and
And this is a piano player.
no, this is a DJ.
Oh, okay. Then my joke before made no sense.
Yeah, but
Okay.
his music sounds nothing like classical,
Okay.
but under the surface, it's almost indistinguishable. The way
Okay.
that the song progresses, the way that it's put together. It may as well just be a classical track played on piano, but instead it's played on synthesizers and drum machines.
Are they inspired by each other? Like, did classical music inspire the DJ community?
I have no idea. That question is so far beyond me. I have no idea. I just know, like I've had the experience looking at like the structures of the songs and reading the sheet music and stuff like that. And then you play like Flight of the Bumblebees on a synthesizer.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You just made a rave anthem.
It's been done. Like people have used that.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why it works though. Like you can
Yeah.
take the classical music and turn it into EDM because it's already halfway there.
That's so cool. I think of them as opposites, so I would never think that they're kind of the same actually. Like
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
And like I feel like that comes from the fact that classical music hasn't really been popping since like the 16th century.
It's popping to me. I have
I
a
mean,
playlist.
And
okay?
that's what's up, honestly. There's not enough people that are listening to classical music.
It's just I grew up learning violin,
Mm.
and because of violin, I don't know if anyone has seen like the YouTube channel. What's it called? Two Set Violin. I don't know if you've ever
I've
heard of them.
never heard of
They're just
them.
some two dudes who
Okay.
just make memes and make like skits about how they're violin players,
Yeah.
and that's it. and they build like a whole community with it. They're not
Fair.
Calgarian, so I don't know why I mentioned it. But they're
I mean,
really
hey,
cool.
art is art.
Art is art.
If you fuck with the art, that's the point.
Art is art. So yeah, art is art, no matter where you are. The whole point of this podcast. But yeah, like because of that, I've kind of been like, you would learn like classical music, like when you're starting out. I don't know.
Yeah, I genuinely never learned how to play any classical tunes.
Really?
I
Do you
sh-
play any instruments?
Yeah, so like my first instrument ever was bass guitar.
Nice.
Picked up like electric guitar, drums, and then piano.
Okay.
And piano was my most recent like instrument. And then from there it just turned into music production.
Nice. So how long have you been playing the piano for?
Since I was
Many moons
14,
ago.
almost 11 years, 12 years.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because piano, again, violin is like the instrument where like you play for like a million years and you still suck a little bit.
Fair.
But, like,
I don't even understand how a violin works fully.
me neither.
Like-
It's just strings,
Yeah.
and your fingers hurt at the end of it. This
True.
like trauma. Like I'm just remembering like, but yeah, like piano I think is something where you can master it faster. Well, not master it, but you can learn it fast. But mastering it's hard.
Yeah. Like
I
you
think someone
can
said
you
that.
can make something legible on the piano without knowing the first thing about the piano and like just having a good like tonal ear.
Yeah.
But mastering the piano, I don't think anybody can master the piano. There is infinite possibilities on a piano. To become a master, you need to know everything, be able to do everything. And I can't think of a soul that can do everything on a piano.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody that can do something different.
Yeah.
And come up with something a little bit more creative. Like, I know of a pianist that doesn't play on the keys. He strikes the strings himself.
Like, he goes in and, like...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Gets up and close,
Yeah.
personal with the piano.
Yeah, and like it's not your typical piano music at all, like what you would expect, but it's how he plays it. And he has his audience.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. And then, well, okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a break right now, but I actually do want to talk about, when we get back, a little bit the concept of mastering art in general, like any kind of art form. Is it possible to master anything in that, if you're thinking about it in that sense? Because if you can go with anything, I don't know. I was gonna bring it up now, but we got like 2 seconds before anyway. Okay, we're gonna take a little break and we'll be right back. And we're back. And we're back, and we're back. I never know how to come back after a break without it being like awkward and weird. But like, I'm hoping by like season 2, I got it roughly figured out.
And thanks for sticking around with that ad break.
Yeah, thanks for staying with the ads that I don't have.
We're back with Pladdy.
We're back with Pladdy on the Golden Bohemians podcast to talk more about
what
DJ.
is art? What is mastery of art?
Yeah, that's true. That is what we wanted to talk about. We're not even kidding. It sounds like some like ridiculous thing, but we're not even kidding. Yeah. I don't know, because you bring up an interesting idea that mastering the piano isn't a thing, in your opinion.
In my opinion, yeah.
In your opinion. Because, sorry, let me hold on.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, because you say that because there's so many different ways of doing it, you'll never, from what I interpret it, you'll never get to a point where you kind of know everything. And you can do everything. Yeah,
it's just like too much information. It's just like trying to listen to every song that's ever existed. It's physically impossible. There's so many hundreds of hours of music that are uploaded every single day that like how can you listen to everything?
It's not possible.
No. And it's like the same thing with, in my opinion, with all forms of art is like cool.
Yeah.
Like you're a visual artist, amazing. You're never going to master everything.
And it's so overwhelming to think about that, because I like to, I'll be like during a gig and it'll be like painful and I'm like fucking up everything and I'll be like, well, I hope in 30 years I know what I'm doing. And it's like, probably not.
But like, that's the thing. It's an art in itself too, to like fuck up and still have it be good. Like that's. I mean, I'm sure it was phenomenal.
It was okay.
Like I've personally had events where I thought I completely biffed it, and then people are telling me, bro, that was sick.
It is usually worse in the moment for you as the artist as it's happening.
Yeah, because you're so aware. Yeah. Like of everything. You rehearsed it hundreds of times.
Thought about it in your head. And
yeah, you did the whole production. So like, yes, if there's one thing that's off, you're going to notice it like a nuke went off.
Every time.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, and it's very painful because like DJing is like performance art in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And like there are some DJs out there that don't perform. They just record their set, they hit play, and then the performance is their visuals, which like that's equally valid. It's just not like what a lot of people respect.
Interesting. Do they like it when it's like, you take a risk, we want to see you suffer, we want to see you sweat?
Yes. Yeah. A crowd is always going to respect, well, the community, not like the general public, but like the community of people that like understand, they're gonna respect you taking a risk substantially. Which like those are the important people, is the community at large that you're interacting with every single day.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, I take their opinions more to heart than like whether or not a crowd is messing with a set, because crowds are easy.
And what is the difference between the crowd and then the community at large? Because I would think that the crowd is kind of the community.
So they are in a sense, but they're not like industry. I guess industry would be a better term for it.
Yeah.
Like the crowd is just people that have their own hobbies, their own aspirations. They want to do their own thing. They might not be into art in the slightest, They might want to start a business. They might want to go work in the oil field and like run their own rig at some point.
Yeah.
That's who the crowd is.
Okay, they're just people there to like
enjoy
it in the
unwind,
moment. Okay.
relax, just
Nice.
like decompress from society for
We
6
all
hours.
need a little bit of that.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas like the people I'm talking about, where I say the quote unquote community, is other DJs, other visual artists, people who understand what's going on behind the scenes. Their opinions on like taking risks during a performance are huge because like you're going to inspire that person to take the same risk on their next performance.
Yeah.
Or you might inspire them to try something else. Like that's more so what I forget what my original point was. I just kept yapping and yapping.
I mean, you brought me along with it. I wasn't like, what was his? I'm just kind of like going with the flow. It's interesting what you're saying. I'm not like, it's okay. It doesn't have to be like, you gotta have a point to everything you say. We're quitting this podcast.
Yeah, but like, long story short, what I think my original point was is when it comes to taking risks, I'm definitely gonna listen to another DJ's opinion than somebody who's just there to unwind, because the person who's there to unwind, they generally speaking don't take a lot to impress because they don't know.
I guess, yeah, they don't know.
They don't know that I missed my transition and everything's one beat off. They can't hear it. Like
they know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's probably some comfort in that though. Is that like at least some of these people don't know everything that went wrong?
You'd think, but it's the same. It's the same deal. I notice it. I notice it huge.
And that's what matters.
And
to
that's what like gives me the anxiety of messing up. And like, what makes it a performance? That was your question.
Yes,
is it like a performance? Yes. And I
forgot my question too. We both forgot. Whatever.
I'm just going on and on and on. Huh? But yeah, DJing is totally performing. And yeah, it's because like there's a whole rehearsal aspect to it. And even when it comes down to DJs dancing behind the decks, I don't speak for all of us, but I feel like it's very common that we are not the most like open people. Like we lean more on the introverted side. So dancing in front of people isn't the most easy thing in the world, especially sober.
Yeah.
So
how many DJs genuinely do that sober?
There's actually a lot. It's there's a huge wave of DJs like just going completely sober. Like the name that's coming to mind to me right now is Dylan Francis, Susie's House.
Here in are these people here in Calgary?
No, they're just they're just the biggest names that I could think of. But like they're entirely sober.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, because there are a lot of like performance arts that are just so anxiety inducing, so scary that people even sometimes will say, hey, just like have a beer before you do your, I don't know, like certain arts, because it's so scary. And like DJing is one that I thought would be like that.
Yeah, and it is, because DJing feels like you're naked. You're naked on stage. Like you don't have a character you can hide behind most of the time. You don't have a script necessarily. Like and everything is you. Like that person behind the decks is the one that made everything you're hearing. Yeah. Well, maybe not made, but like they put everything together.
They're presenting it.
Yeah.
At least.
They made the presentation.
Yeah.
And like imagine giving a presentation at school and you completely split, like put one sentence above the other, and then your other point's below it. Your class might not notice that, but you notice that. I can see the PTSD right now.
It's like what is a 500-yard stare or whatever. I'm just like, oh god, it's like a nightmare. It's like I've had nightmares just being back in school. And
as somebody with dyslexia, I've done it so many times.
Oh my god, and then. I don't know. You said you have dyslexia. I don't know if you've ever had like experiences where like we're all reading from the textbook and everyone has to read their portion.
Oh, my teachers stopped asking me to read. Like straight up, I can read now. Okay, thank God. Yes. But yeah, no. As a kid, it sounded like the fox went to.
I remember we like read like a play. And they would assign me a character. The thing is, I'm a theater kid, so I I can't read, but I also really want to like act. So I'll be like, I can do it. I can play Hamlet. No, I can't because I can't read. Hamlet needs to be able to read.
For theater, my trick, like I wasn't like crazy into theater, but I love to audition and shit. Yes. My trick was if I ever got a role, I turned the entire script into a musical.
Really? Like you do like a rock opera kind of vibe?
Yeah, every single word gets sung.
Yes.
And then once it comes to like being on stage, you will naturally have that sort of like vibrato and like projection because like you need it on stage. And if you need to sing, it's already there.
There it is.
So yeah, that was my rule of thumb, and it helped me memorize scripts super quickly.
So were you a theater kid? You said you weren't too much, but you auditioned a lot?
I enjoyed theater. I enjoyed acting. I enjoyed playing characters and like being goofy. I was an improv kid.
Interesting.
I have improv certifications and stuff like that.
Certifications?
Yeah.
So what does that look like?
A piece of paper that says I'm good at improv.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see you.
It's the most nerdy shit I have in my possession, but it's cool. Thomas Middleditch has one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So in other words, this should have been like, I should have actually started this podcast as, hello, this is Pladdy and professional improv.
Oh, God, no. God, no. No, I have not done improv since first year of college.
That's pretty long, though. I mean, first college. Once you're doing stuff in college, I feel like that's something.
Like I started in high school, grade 10.
Okay.
11, 12, college. So I only did it 3 years.
3-ish? 4-ish?
3 years.
4-ish?
We can say 4, yeah.
I'm just finding any excuse to bring you on as an improv. Oh my God. Okay, so do you think did you like improv?
I love improv.
Okay. Did you think your love as an improver or person who likes improv influences kind of what you do as a DJ? Are you ever improving when you're a DJ?
Most of my sets are entirely improv. I love to rehearse my sets, but the way that DJ gear works is everything's a little bit different.
Huh.
So if
you don't bring in your own, set it up and like.
So like for By the Bridge, that's essentially what it is. I only pick shit that I know how to use very well. Yeah. Because I'm the one that's paying for it. So.
Well, there you go.
But when it comes down to like playing other people's events, the gear could be anything, and it's kind of a faux pas to bring your own shit when they have shit there that's like industry standard or like what they could afford. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a slap in the face to the promoter to bring your own shit. Unless they specifically ask you to, which in that case is an exception.
So it's just like a basic courtesy thing that old DJs know to do.
Just use what's there. Don't overcomplicate shit.
That's so scary then, because like, as a filmmaker, if I'm working with a different camera, it's the same kind of. It has an ISO, it has this and that, but it's different, and I'm scared. I'd rather use my thing, and I'd be scared.
Yeah, but like that difference makes it really hard to. Like do everything you rehearsed absolutely perfectly if you're on a completely different like platform than what you practiced on.
Yeah.
Like generally speaking, any DJ can use any controller or any like all-in-one, like whatever it is. Any DJ can use it. It's just a matter of knowing where all the special little buttons are.
Yeah, what are those little buttons? Like, what is like? How does it? Again, when I think DJ, I think the what is it? The wicka.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
a wick.
Yeah, a wick. Like, and there's like a circle and a knob.
Yeah, so like that's like old school turntablist stuff. Like the wicka is a really that's really hip hop centric. It's called scratching. If you didn't know that, typically back in the day it would be done on vinyl records. That's where you get that.
Does that hurt the vinyl record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible for your records. Like you want to be as delicate as humanly possible to keep your records like alive.
Wow.
But yeah, back then people would just buy 2 of the same record.
So one to break and one to
DJ and one to listen to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so. You would be having, so and you'd be using both of them at the same time during
Yeah.
the set. So
Yeah,
you'd have
so-
one connected
so you-
to your headphones.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
like you'll have 2 decks, right?
Okay.
You'll have a turntable here, and a mixer in the middle,
Okay.
right? So you'll have your 1 track spinning on this deck. This is your scratch track.
On the right deck.
Yeah.
For those listening, just audio.
Yeah,
only.
this will be your scratch track. It'll
Yeah.
probably have like an acapella or just the beat on it or something like that. And then you'll have your B side. That'll have like the master track. That's where it's like running and shit like that.
Okay.
And like you can even do it where like you have 1 track running and then you transition like you have a completely different record on the other deck.
Yeah.
And you like you're scratching that and you find a spot that transitions nice from the first record. Like it's super fluid.
That's so cool. It's
Yeah,
like the coolest thing.
It's incredibly fluid, and that's like the hardest thing that you can do because there's no visual aspect to it.
And this was the old-fashioned one.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is old school. There's still people in this city that do it to this day, like Rayvon, super like talented local guy.
Here in Calgary?
Here in Calgary,
Do you have,
yeah.
Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, Rayvon DJ
Rayvon
on
DJ.
Insta.
Okay.
On Insta.
Check him out.
He's really talented with the vinyls. I'm drawing a blank on other people, but there's so many talented guys in the city and girls.
I'm sure a lot of them follow you like on
Yeah,
By the
a lot of
Bridge. Like you
yeah.
just go to By the Bridge and followers.
Yeah,
Follow.
literally just go to By the Bridge, look at our follower list, and just follow everybody on there because they're cool.
Hit the mic.
My bad.
But yeah, like life hack, just follow people that By the Bridge follows.
Yeah, well, like low key, that's another tip for people in the city that are like, oh, the nightlife sucks here. Blah, 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 blah. It's like you follow 1 club, and it's Ranchman's. Like, of course
It's
you have.
cowboys.
Yeah, like
oh.
of course you're not finding any nightlife. Like you need to follow people that are putting stuff on, or follow like other bars that aren't on Stephen Ave or 17th.
There you go.
Like
hack.
Yeah, life hack.
Life hack.
Find locations outside of Stephen Ave and 17th.
That is true. That's a really good like point though, because it's true. Like you got to look for it sometimes. Like I guess
for real,
some places
yeah.
they do shove it in your face. It's easier to see the nightlife when it's everywhere. But
And like that's the thing is if they're shoving it in your face, odds are it's not that good. Like that's real.
that's your DJ opinion. That's what you think.
I mean, that's just based on my experience of events that get overhyped is like once you hype something up to a certain point, you're making it so you got a high bar to reach.
That's true. Because there's like 1,000 people showing up.
Yeah, like if you're selling 1,500 tickets and you don't even have a porta potty.
We have a corner in the side of the building. Your friends have to stand to like cover you as you take a shit or something.
Yeah.
Oh God. So when you are planning though events for By the Bridge, you have to think about things like that. Like where are people gonna go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Like, do you have like lighting? Is that like a big thing? Because when I think rave, I think.
So it really depends on the event.
Yeah.
Lighting is one of those things that's very tough to do because lasers, you can't just toss lasers up. Because if somebody gets hurt from those, it is a big problem.
Oh God.
So like personally, lighting is a little bit iffy for me. Like I don't want to do anything that's super crazy for By the Bridge until I have somebody on my team that knows lasers.
Yeah. That's scary then. I mean, do you have, I guess for that, do you get people to sign stuff or do you just tell them at the door, hey, there's a chance you could go blind?
Oh, no. So we haven't utilized lasers at an event yet. Just like ambient lighting, disco balls, shit like that. Our next event coming up on April 26th.
April 26th.
Yep. Plug. That one, we're trying to do lasers, and I've been in the talks with somebody that is an actual like it's literally his job to do lasers and make sure that they're done safely so people don't get injured.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I started off as an actor theater kid, but I went into lighting.
Oh, really?
I love theater lighting.
Hey, that's what's up.
So that's exciting to me. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm obsessed. I'm assuming you have to like time it and stuff.
Yeah. So the beauty of DJing is you can set it up like DMX lighting, which will basically algorithmically line up your lighting
Yeah.
to the track that you have loaded
Okay.
in Rekordbox.
Which is the app that
Yeah,
you
it's
used
the app that you use to
Okay.
DJ. Sorry.
I don't.
So Rekordbox is the like the program that you use to put your music into, export it so it works on like everything.
Okay.
And it's also like if you have a controller, you DJ off of that, all that kind of stuff.
Well, all the cool stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and when you analyze and export your tracks to play live, it'll generate like a lighting thing going on.
Okay, like
and-
automatically, or just kind of
automatically, just kind of
Okay.
based on the track. Not that it's
Technology.
great, but like it's a thing that works.
Yeah.
And like lighting tech can use that and go wild and yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, like oh my God. I love, again, that's why I like going to like, I don't know, like Twisted is really the only place I go. I'm going to be honest with you. I pick a
Fair.
club that I think is like safe and fine enough. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I'll just stick there forever because I get
Fair.
nervous. But I guess the question I have now is that like, what are the like certain elements of like running an event like that people wouldn't think about?
Oh,
Because like you mentioned like porta
permits.
potties. Permits.
Permits.
But if you're just hiding under a bridge, like they can't find you. Is there
So that's the thing actually. Our first event, cops showed up.
really?
Yeah, it's not
How
they,
big
they
was
weren't
it?
they weren't there for us, but they pulled up like in Eau Claire Park because they were doing patrols and stuff. So like if they wanted to come and harass us and ticket us, they couldn't because I set up permits.
Okay. there
So
you
so like we were fine. But if I hadn't set up permits and they wanted to harass us and give us tickets, they totally could have.
go. Oh man.
Another thing is having money in your back pocket for damages.
Really?
Yeah,
Like on the go kind of damages?
like if you're booking a venue.
When you say back pocket, do you mean like literal like a wad of cash in your back pocket?
No, I mean
Okay.
like just like on hand. If
Okay.
your crowd damages a venue, that's on you to cover if you're a promoter.
Damn.
Like yeah. So
God.
unless you're talking to really cool venue owners that are down to cover their own damages, it's nice to
Yeah.
have that extra like $300-400 just in case.
Just in case. It's also probably, is it like a reputation thing too, where it's like venues probably want to know
For
that
me
you're-
personally, yeah.
Okay.
For me personally, it's definitely a reputation thing because like I don't want to break people's shit and not replace it. That's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
that's just not what I would want. Like
It's not
that
the
goes against the
nicest thing
golden
to
rule.
do. Yeah.
Like yeah, but there's that. Just setting up venues
How much
is-
time does it typically take?
really depends. Like, do you mean like the night of setting up the venue itself, or
Maybe. Yeah.
do you mean like just from day one till event?
Is it multiple day process?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
then
No.
yeah, tell me, like, from day one to-
so like it starts off. I look for DJs.
Okay.
I look for DJs that fit the vibe that I want to go for the specific event.
Okay.
Hit them up, see who's available, work out some terms to have them play, figure out like what kind of gear they're looking for. Do they have a rider?
Rider. What is that?
So basically just like requests or obligations to perform. So some people's rider is I need to have 2 blunts and a bottle.
Okay.
I need to have extra guest list spots and they need to have drinks covered. Like it could.
So it's not just equipment things. It's like how to be comfortable there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I love giving this example, but Cam Patterson, he's a comedian out of Texas.
Yeah.
His rider is a jug of homemade Kool-Aid.
Why?
Because it is.
It's just Kool-Aid, not Kool-Aid with like 2 shots in it. Just
No, just
Kool-Aid.
jug of homemade Kool-Aid.
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I
no,
guess
like-
that's pretty easy
like,
to fulfill.
It is, but like people have like random requests.
So
And
random.
like we fulfill those.
What's the most random one you've had?
Bottle of Diet Coke and Red Bull.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I mean, like I was getting the same thing for myself anyways, so it made life easy.
I'll just get you an extra one from
Yeah.
the store where I go.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So people, and that's riders that you call
Yeah,
it?
riders. Yeah. So that's another thing that a lot of people don't consider. A lot of people
Yeah.
will just say no to them, which
Really?
like totally valid.
Yeah.
Like it's not an obligation at all. And
I guess if it's something crazy, like
Yeah, if it's absurd, I won't. Like, I'll
I
be
need
like,
in my own dressing room, and
yeah, and I'd be like, bro, the venue doesn't even have a bathroom. Like, what do you want me to do here?
you can share the porta potty with like everyone else. But,
Yeah, like
that's what you get.
yeah. So there's that, and then once we have all the lineup set up, we go into theming. So with By the Bridge, every event has an animal theme.
Really?
Yeah, so the first one was the raccoon. Second one was the deer. It was like the
meant.
deer and like the fairy.
That's what that was
Third
about.
one was the grizzly bear, and then the next one coming up is the praying mantis.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've seen because I'll be like on your Instagram scouring, looking for stuff to talk about on the podcast, and like I'll see like and I'll be like, why a raccoon? Like what?
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool design, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's our mascot. So like By
Nice.
the Bridge's main mascot is the raccoon, just because like I personally love raccoons. They're my favorite animal, and also like they're an animal you expect to see by a bridge.
Yeah, like under a bridge, scouring for garbage.
Yeah, just chilling, staying away from the scary people. Like
They're kind of cool too, you know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
kind
no,
of cute too.
yeah, no.
Cute,
I
adorable.
could go on forever about raccoons. Don't get me started.
They are pretty cool. So it's a
Yeah.
good mascot. But yeah, I also wondered like why the different animals, and it's so cool to now find out like, oh, that's why.
The praying mantis actually has a really cool meaning for this upcoming one that I don't want to spoil too much, but if you've played the game Cyberpunk, you'll get it.
You'll get it. Okay.
Yeah, cuz
Cyberpunk. I'm going to put that on my list of stuff to
yeah, Cyberpunk. Honestly, like if you haven't played the game, I'd recommend like reading any of the books about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do. We'll do. I've been getting into reading. Like I've been illiterate recently, so
I mean, like it's hard to find time. Like life is busy as hell right now, and
busy.
nobody's making any money.
We're all poor and busy.
Yeah.
It's just
How the fuck am I supposed to buy books?
You want me to sit down and read?
Yeah, like I gotta go to work.
Are you kidding me? I guess audiobooks could be a good Audible sponsor, but like I'm just finding sponsors at this point. But like I don't know. I guess audiobooks
Yeah,
are a thing.
They are. Yeah, yeah. Also on Spotify. Spotify could be a sponsor.
True. Spotify. Please.
What's poppin'?
I try to post these episodes on Spotify, so please. But okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess right before we go on another break, because of the way my camera is, so what else is like the little things you have to think about as you're setting up an event?
So we got theming, and then once we have the theme, it comes down to nailing down how everybody wants their name spelled. Another thing that's super important is you don't want to spell somebody's name wrong.
That would suck.
So our first event.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Mark.
Oh no. Will you spell?
No, so one of our DJs, Mark Adam Paul, really phenomenal house DJ and producer in the city. He runs Echo Locations and other promotion.
Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, Echo Locations Records. Yep. I didn't realize at first his Instagram handle was not his DJ name. So on our first run of posters, I called him DJ WebMD when that is not what he goes by at all. And he was nice enough to not even correct me. It was his business partner that corrected me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
He was like, he was just like, oh, by the way, he doesn't actually go by this. And I was like, well, thank you for telling me, because that's fucking embarrassing.
But by then it's probably too late. And
No. It was only like our first run of posters.
Okay.
So.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like a complete like.
No, it's just like very embarrassing.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about your music producing.
For sure.
How long have you been doing that for?
Too long. Far too long.
I thought you just gonna say 2, and I'm like, you're really good for just 2. Like
no,
2 months, 2 minutes, 2 years.
Like since I was about 3 or 4.
3?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's what. So like really early on, my mom got me like just a little bass. Actually, she got me a little electric guitar for Christmas one time.
Really?
Yeah.
At 3?
Yeah, and I just hang out in her room, and she'd put on Simple Plan, and I'd just try and play along to Simple Plan by ear, and that kind of just worked for me.
That's kind of rare, isn't it? Starting so young? Like, I don't even think I was forming thoughts at 3, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like it depends on the 3-year-old, but like,
Does music run in the family?
no, not at all.
Really?
Not at all, no.
That makes it even more unique to me because like I guess if you're like parents like this like really big into bass, then
Yeah,
sure.
no, my mom played World of Warcraft. My dad builds, like, he does pipe trades, so
Okay.
anything that goes through a pipe, he's probably put it together.
Would you say they're like artists?
No. Well, actually, that's massively disrespectful to my dad because my dad is definitely an artist. Before I was born, he
Nice.
was a phenomenal cartoonist.
Really?
Yeah, and he went to school like for drafting, one of the greatest like blueprint like drawers I've ever met.
So definitely an artist.
Like definitely an artist. It's just he doesn't do it anymore. I don't think he's drawn anything or done like anything artistically for himself at least. And since I was a little kid.
Is there a place we can find his work? That's really interesting.
On the walls at my house, probably. That's probably the only spot.
We all gotta pull up at Pladdy's house
Yeah.
and just like check him out through the window. Oh my god! Wait,
Yeah.
so is
Yeah,
it
he's not
online anywhere?
He's not an online conscious guy in the slightest.
Damn.
Yeah, no, back that like we're talking like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
But you can check out his best friend and my my uncle technically, Jerry Hish.
Jerry Hish.
Jerry Hish, Hish. He's a super talented artist, and like him and my dad were like left hand, right hand during that time. So
Incredible.
yeah,
That's really cool. Yeah, I grew up reading like graphic novels and like my sister's obsessed with like the Peanut cartoons, like the old fashioned ones. So it's really interesting to like meet someone, or I guess not meet, but like meet you and then you know him.
Yeah.
Meet through someone.
Yeah.
A cartoonist. That's really interesting. But even though your parents, like while kind of having you, weren't, I guess once an artist, always an artist, but they weren't like practicing their art. Like,
yeah, my
as much?
mom definitely not an artist. That
Yeah.
I can say for certain without even having to try and think back. No offense to my mom, but
But I guess yeah, your dad specifically.
my dad,
like,
yeah, my dad was an artist for sure.
And yet they weren't practicing their art as much like when you were.
No,
I guess in their lives.
I fucked it up.
Yeah.
I fucked it up. I came in the world and I was like, motherfucker, it's my turn.
I get all the attention. Forget all your artistic
Yeah.
endeavors.
I'm gonna start a cult.
But like, so it's so interesting to me that you just fucking like got a bass at 3 and then started making
Yeah, it
music.
wasn't. So I feel like you have the wrong vision in your. It wasn't like a proper like Fender full size bass or
Oh,
anything
yeah,
like that.
that's what I'm imagining.
It was like a kid's kind of thing.
That's still something.
And then as
yeah.
I grew up, I got the real shit. But like, yeah,
That's where it starts.
That's
Little
where
plastic
my
one.
love started with music and
Nice.
like holding the music and physically being music.
Were you? If you say yes to this, I'll freak out.
Mm-hmm.
But like, were you producing music at 3?
No. I didn't start like properly producing till about 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
16.
had like at 3 years old, so ahead of all of
Yeah,
us.
no, I didn't even know what a digital audio workstation was until I was 16.
Most 3-year-olds don't know.
No, yeah. Just like being 3, downloading Reaper on my mom's computer, just casual.
But okay, so 16 was when you started.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
16's when I started like doing real productions and not just playing an individual instrument or like with a band.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Well, you were in a band.
I've been in a couple. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
Well-
nothing like meaningful, but
I mean, being in a band, just being in a band, it sounds really cool. I like to say I'm in a band.
I mean,
Not in a
yeah,
band.
we had a name and we practiced in a location a couple times.
That's still really
Yeah.
cool.
Like,
I don't know. That's still like the coolest thing, like bands in general. Because I mean, it's just a bunch of people wanting to make music together and like share together, and no
Yeah,
matter how
no.
long it lasts or how good the music was, I think
No,
it's still,
exactly. And like I grew up in a really musically focused town at that time too, which really helped me. I don't know if you ever heard of Sudbury, Ontario.
But maybe in passing, and then never put it into
It's-
long term.
It's a very like music town.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Like if you're not working in trades, you're doing something in music.
Interesting.
That's just the way that Sudbury works.
So maybe was it that inspired your parents to maybe want to get you into that?
So I've hopped around all over Canada. So like when I got my first guitar was not when I was living in Sudbury. Like Sudbury, I only lived from like 14 to like 16. Moved to the UK. Moved back to Canada.
Oh.
Lived in California. Lived in Texas. Every province, everywhere. So it's a lot of hopping around, but like Sudbury specifically, super solid music city.
Why did you choose to start, or even if it was a choice, like I guess it was a choice, choose to start producing music at 16? Like why 16?
So this is gonna sound like a really basic ass answer, but a homie just asked me.
Homie just asked you?
He was like, yo, you make music? And I'm like, no. He's like, you want to come over and make some beats? I'm like, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like he knew I like played music, but like I had never made anything or put it out or like had vocalists do anything with my stuff. So he's just like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I mean, okay, I like to see things as like full circle moments, or like to see things as like, and then the things have deeper meanings. But like, I don't know, you're a community builder now, and what got you into making music originally was like a community like action kind of.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a friend asking you to make music.
Yeah,
with
just
them.
hitting me up like, yo, come over.
Come over, let's do it.
Like, come. Pause.
To make music. So everyone knows.
No. He's just like, come on over. We'll jam.
To make music.
Yeah. That's how I found out his family was like absolutely loaded. Like rich as fuck. Yeah.
Mansion?
Oh yeah, stupid mansion. like a homie had an entire shower room.
Room?
Yeah, in his section of the house.
His section.
Yeah. Like that's how
a section of the
he
house?
had a section of the house.
What the fuck?
And his shower was a room.
I think you got like the best person to produce it. Because I mean,
Well, yeah, he had
music in a mansion.
Well, like, not just that, but my first soiree into production was with any gear I could want to make shit with. Cause
the dream.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So
homie had your back.
I feel like that's really where I fell in love with it. Cause like I didn't have that. Oh, I wish I had this to make this and make this easier. Like, I had access to it already because
there weren't limitations.
No, so like, realistically, he was probably Colin. Shout out Colin.
Instagram?
I have no idea. I haven't talked to him since grade 10. So. Just
Colin.
Yeah, Colin from Sudbury. You know who I am. Shouts out you.
Hit me up. Yeah.
He's probably the main reason why I got into production is just him taking the initiative with me and being like, yo, pull up.
That's so nice of him.
Yeah.
And letting you use, like, I guess his resources.
Use his shit. Yeah.
In his section of the house.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Make the music.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, interesting. So, and how long had you guys been making music for together?
That's not long at all. Him and I only made music for maybe 3-4 months, and then I moved.
Damn.
Yeah.
Then I guess that's usually like the season finale on a friendship, typically.
Yeah, no,
it's
it's very hard to keep in contact with people. Like even the people that I call my absolute best friends in this world, I like it's hard to keep in touch with them. And they only live 3 hours away.
Yeah, I guess, like, I can't even imagine the people that have it where it's like they have on the other side of the world and you don't even have the same, like, time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, like, I got a homie, After Mosa. He's a local guy here, After Mosa on Spotify. Yeah. He's just moved to Australia, and he's in Japan right now.
Damn.
And, like, yeah.
First stop Australia, next stop like Germany or something. He's just going to like anywhere.
Yeah, well, I feel like he was just looking for a change. You'll have to ask him when he comes back. But I feel like he was just looking for a change of scenery because Canada fucking sucks.
Damn.
Like,
oh my god.
Like,
I mean, I guess it is like pretty. We got a lot of like similar sections. I mean, I know Alberta is kind of known for its flat like landscapes.
Yeah, Alberta and Saskatchewan don't have much difference.
It's good for apocalypse movies, though. Last of Us, I suppose. But okay,
Real? Yeah.
so you guys stop talking. I'm trying to. I guess I'm planning out the timeline of events.
Yeah.
But okay, so were you then at that point making music on your own?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was when I got into making beats because I liked working with people.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make something that could be put out, something that I could make something off of.
Yeah.
And hip hop was something that I already loved. It was a passion.
Yeah.
I already knew rappers, so I was like, "Yo, let me make you guys some beats completely free. Let me know what you think. Rap on them."
And they would rap, so it would
Yeah.
still be like a collaboration.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like not so much a collaboration in the sense of like we're working on the music together, but like I'd send them music. If they like it, they rap on it. If
They
they
rap
don't like it, then I'll send it to the next person.
I guess that's still a collaboration in a sense. Like
Yeah.
it's still two kind of arts coming together to like.
To create
A
like
full
the
thing.
final form.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Power Rangers.
And those are those. I don't think I saw very many raps on your Spotify.
No, so a lot of music that I'm produced like that I'll produce for other people,
Yeah.
I'll never post it on my own stuff
Okay.
because I'm just merely a producer on that track. I'm not like a collaborator or like a artist or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Like on your Spotify, you're only a producer.
Like on my Spotify, that is like my artist profile.
Okay.
That's 100% me.
What is an artist's profile? I guess. How would you describe that?
So something that has work that's 100% your own.
Okay.
Like when I make a beat for somebody, that beat starts off as 100% my own.
Yeah.
But then once that changes hands and there's some sort of transaction, doesn't need to be financial in any way, but like any sort of transaction, I no longer fully own 100% of that.
Okay.
The artist rapping on it will also own a portion of it so
Yeah.
that we can split royalties
Yeah.
and we can both get paid from it. With that being said, it can't just be my name on it. And as a producer, my name's kind of irrelevant once it goes to an artist. So it goes on the artist's like profile.
Yeah.
As if they made the whole thing. That's why you never hear of like producers. Like Pharrell Williams started off as a producer.
Yeah.
Like
Does
like,
that kind of suck? I mean, like, because you don't get
No.
your credit. Like, I
no,
feel like
I don't want to be famous.
you don't.
I don't want to be famous.
But even just a little bit of credit of the work you put into it.
Yeah, that's what the money is.
Okay.
That's why producers make more than artists.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
you need to pay your producer up front typically,
Okay.
and then they're also going to get a royalty split.
So from what I'm gathering, you're like you make the music.
Yeah, I make the music.
You make
yeah.
the music.
I
and
make
then
the music.
You take that music and you put it on your Spotify for people to see.
Yeah, if
As
it's
like maybe like an advertising kind of thing. People see
so
and they're
no,
like, oh.
anything that's on my Spotify is 100% mine.
Okay.
It's nobody's ever gonna be on it,
okay.
with the exception of like if I'm uploading one track and I specifically ask somebody, hey, can you be on this? It's going to be on my profile.
Okay.
I just need you for vocals and
Okay.
stuff like that. Like I have one track I've been trying to release with Kinde. But it just hasn't like I just haven't been able to mix it properly and put it out. But that one will be coming out soon. It's like my Mayflowers beat that's on my
Yes,
Spotify.
I heard that one. I heard all of them. I went through the whole thing, of
I
course.
appreciate it. But yeah, so that one's going to be released with vocals on it
That's exciting.
at some point. Eventually, it was supposed to be released last May.
And that's gonna be fitting. And that's gonna be like and that's gonna be on your Spotify. So I'll still be able to find it.
Yeah, that'll be on
won't
everything.
lose it forever.
I'm on every streaming platform. I'm even on VK, which is the Russian one. VK. Yeah.
Is that Russian Spotify?
No, it's Russian Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, of course, I've never heard of it, but like, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
yeah, I'm even on Russian social media.
There you go. You're getting all the corners of the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually wanted to talk about this specific, I think, music video. I think is what you called it on your Instagram. It was basically, I'm going to describe it.
Okay.
I guess just a person like with the camera running through like what seemed to be an abandoned train cars.
Yes.
Did you make that video?
No. No, I very much stole that video.
What was that? Did you find it online? Did a friend make it? And you were like,
yeah, no, it was just a Reddit video that I found. And I was like, yoink.
Yoink. Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it matched.
Yeah.
It matched with like the vibe of the song, I would
yeah,
say.
and like that was really why I like just pulled it. Cause like typically I wouldn't pull a video from Reddit and be like, yep. There you go, content. But it worked, so I was like, fuck it.
It also had like video game scenes. I don't know. Like it'd be like it would like cut and then it'd be like it wasn't Pac-Man, but like for example, like
Asteroid.
Asteroid. It was like an asteroid, like the character moving.
Yeah,
around.
yeah, that I forgot I spliced those in there. Yeah, there's Asteroid and then there's the Mail Boy one where you gotta throw them Paperboy. Yeah, those two were also pulled from. I want to say I pulled those from YouTube, and I just spliced them together and then sped them up a little bit.
It's kind of like I don't know if you'd say like a. Because sometimes when you're making like a documentary, for example, you'll like pull like different medias from different places and put those in.
Yeah.
To like make the full thing.
Yeah, I mean, like if anybody asked me to take the video down, I'd take the video down.
Yeah.
Like I don't own it.
them.
I'll just remake the fucking video with something that I own. But yeah, that one, yeah, I really like it because it fits super well.
I mean, I was gonna say like the music is a very like chase kind of vibe. Like
yeah,
where would you like? What was the inspiration with that one specifically?
Like,
why a chase? Why a fear? Fear and anxiety was maybe a feeling I felt. Like
so. It was actually kind of like inspired by the old school FIFA edits.
What is that?
FIFA, like the soccer game, the soccer video game.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, so back in the day,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It gives me a reason to yap more.
Okay, perfect.
But like back in the day, there was this YouTuber KSI who everybody knows at this point.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he runs like Prime with Logan Paul and shit like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking Lunch League.
Yeah.
I'm getting like flashback.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Probably two of the best marketers in the world. But he used to make these FIFA videos, which is like a soccer video game.
Yeah.
And put this like really over the top drum and bass, like in your face, obnoxious bullshit. Yeah. But like not the most like legible or listenable shit.
Okay.
So I tried to make something that you would find in one of those videos, but a little bit more listenable.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't say it was bad. Like I would be able to listen to it.
Oh, I wouldn't have put it out if it was bad.
I mean, unless that was, I guess, the intention was to like make it. Is that a thing? Like do some
100%, yeah.
It's like purposefully.
Yeah, there's Miles, TJX6. There's so many artists out there that like are actively bad. Ice JJ Fish.
I don't.
There's something about you, girl. You never heard that song?
I probably did, and
Oh,
I don't know.
my
I mean, I
God.
don't recognize it from how you said it.
I feel like I nailed it.
Let's do it again. Do it again.
There's something about you, girl.
What's it
Make my
called?
head go spin on the world.
What's it called?
You could just look up Ice JJ Fish. I don't remember.
How do you spell that?
Ice, then like just JJ, and then Fish.
Music?
No, that's just his artist name. What the hell? I promise you, the first result will be the song.
The song.
And you're gonna listen back to that, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, that was good."
Okay, fine. After the podcast, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it in front of you all. We'll see.
Bet.
Oh my God. Okay, so you didn't technically make that music video. I mean, you took the footage and you cut it together.
I edited it.
You edited it, which is still something.
Yeah.
But would you ever make your own? Have you made your own music videos?
Kinda, sorta.
Kinda,
Like
sorta.
I've taken old footage I've taken from trying to be all artsy and shit while I'm waiting for a bus, and cropped it, edited it, and reused it for like song promo and stuff like that. But typically, I'll reach out to an artist to do videos for me because like I I can't do it as good as some people, and I like having good shit.
You need a videographer, maybe.
Oh, hey,
like you need someone to film it almost.
Hey, I mean, hey,
a filmmaker, maybe.
Pull up.
Yeah.
Let's schedule something.
I'll get in contact with you.
Yeah, no, I got a track called DE_Mirage. Stream it now on Spotify. That requires a video. So
okay.
Yeah.
No, genuinely though, if you need a video, let me know.
Say less. I genuinely have a track that needs a video.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, so I guess, yeah, like I went on your Spotify, I scoured everything. Like I mentioned this a lot on my podcast. I will stalk you for a bit. I will check all your social media to see anything you posted. I will check for the podcast. And I noticed that on a couple of your posts, and on some that you would like post with like about like your music, you posted this thing called weirdcore.
Weirdcore.
#weirdcore.
Did I?
I don't know. It was a while back.
Fair. I mean, I bet I did.
It's just like, it's down here. I have proof.
I bet I did.
I have proof. It's right here. Weirdcore. I mean, you put #weird, #weirdcore, #weird music, #music video, #music producer, #TikTok, #meme,
yeah,
show,
I think when I put that video out, I was just feeling real, like weird music.
You're feeling silly.
Yeah, I was feeling a little weird.
Feeling a little silly.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a compliment. It might sound like it's not at first, but it is. Like, I guess, and being weird isn't a bad thing, and weird stuff isn't a bad thing.
No, I love weird.
Yes, and like, I would almost say like the weirdcore is like if I was making like an album and I was like looking for music, I think some of your music would fit in that like thing. Like it's unique and it's very like fast paced and like
I literally have a song that's called "That One Time I Got Abducted by Aliens and Had a Cup of Tea with Rupert."
Thank you for bringing that up because I was gonna ask you.
I think that's probably my weirdest song I've ever made.
And I want to ask you what the hell with that title, first of all.
I couldn't think of a title. So I came up with that.
Who's Rupert? YT.
I feel like I was watching I saw some TikTok about some children's show about a character named Rupert, and I was just like, we're gonna use Rupert for this one.
It made me think of like the Family Guy and like Stewie's teddy bear that he's like in a sexual relationship with somehow. I don't know. It's Rupert. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, that's all I was. You getting that one time you were abducted by aliens and you were having a cup of tea with the teddy bear Rupert.
Yeah.
From Family Guy. That's all I can think about with that album.
I mean, that's a good image to have. I think that's gonna be the future imagery.
Yeah, you should make a music video with that.
Yeah, it's just Rupert dancing
Rupert. Yes.
on an alien spaceship.
It's doing like this. So, okay, how do you in general come up with titles? With this one, it seemed like you were just like, words.
That's been what I've been doing a lot lately. It's just
words.
Words. My next project that I'm going to be putting out soon, not sure when. That one, the entire theming is like files that you'd find on my computer. So like what do
you mean? That sounds so ominous a little bit.
No, it's kind of fun. So we got one track that's called APK.Mario or Super Mario 64. An APK is a game file you install on your phone.
I don't know.
And like Super Mario 64 was a game for the N64.
I know that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not that far gone.
Yeah. Or like DE_Mirage is a file name for a map in Counter-Strike, which is a computer game.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah.
I know things, but I don't.
Fair.
Okay.
We got like memories.mp4, which is like just a track that I made reminiscing on like old vacations and shit.
Yeah.
And like titled it as if it's like, oh, it's a video file on my computer.
Yeah, which I found interesting. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Although, all those are... That's the whole theming for that one. But typically, we get names like Costco hot dog. We get names like no friends, no money, no bitches, and I dropped my teboki. Yeah.
So it's not like a serious like I have to make this title as fitting as possible, and if it's not, the whole thing's ruined.
I hate people that take things too serious. Like of course, professionalism's super important.
But
But like,
fun.
yeah, you gotta be able to handle the word fuck.
Yeah.
Like that's my rule of thumb. If you can't handle the word fuck,
We like bleep it out. Or no, hold on. I did the wrong button again. Hold on. Oh, thank you. Jesus Christ. I gotta talk to my producer. Oh, so.
fuck.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh wait,
I gotta
shit.
time it.
You going off? What the fuck?
It's just silence.
I didn't know you were allowed to say that.
We gotta bleep it all out.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of what you've done in the past with past videos and titles, can you tell me a little bit now, switching gears, what you have coming up for you next? Like, what's going on next?
There's mainly that project I just mentioned. That one hopefully will be coming out soon with Nano Remedy, who's a music collective locally here in the city.
Yeah.
And then, of course, By the Bridge. Next one's coming up April 26th.
Pull up.
Pull up.
Pull up.
Cool up. And occasionally, I might be playing random shows for other people around.
We'll see you around.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up and do some stand-up comedy this year.
Yes.
So you might see me at Laugh Loft.
Should have brought that up soon. We're at the end.
Oh shit.
We'll do a part 2.
Part 2 about improv.
Your improv and your stand-up.
Yeah. Yeah, so might see me at Laugh Loft. Follow me on Instagram to find out.
Yes. What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is @ImPladdy, IMPLADDY. On there, you'll find all of my links to everything. You'll find the hyperlink to Buy the Bridge, so you don't need to spell it out if you don't want to.
There you go.
Yeah, and you'll find links to all my good shit. On there, we also have a link to a Spotify playlist with a whole bunch of local Calgary musical artists.
I did not see that.
Oh, you didn't? No.
I guess I didn't scour enough.
Damn. But yeah, no, we got that going. So any local artists, feel free to shoot me a DM if you want to get added to that playlist. Yeah, I think that's all my plugs. Personally.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having
coming
me
on the podcast, Pladdy. It was an absolute delight, and I got to learn so much about DJing and producing events. And now I want to go to my first rave and experience it.
Pull up. You're always welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Again, I never know how to end these things. I never know how to transition. Okay, thank you so much. And thank you all for watching. Bye.
Doodaloo doo.
Yeah. That was...
Babu.
Learn.
Babu.